Hello there, hearty welcome back. Still very much on the charity front, talking about a book donation project, and we also have, I must say, a company by the name of Choice Textile Limited. Let's see if we can find exactly what's the vision for them, very much on Nigeria here. But without further ado, let them introduce themselves to us. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Let's start. So would you introduce yourself to us?
Thank you. My name is Victor Inhezie, and I'm the project director for this 1 million book donation to Imo State government.
Thank you so much. You're not a stranger.
No,
We'll get you, Doctor, to introduce yourself to us.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Joseph Chongere. I'm an educationist and also a member of the Board of Trustees managing this in the UK.
Thank you so much. And James, get you to introduce yourself to us as well.
Thank you, Flower. And can I just say thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. We feel very humbled and privileged to be able to use this as a platform to share what we do. My name is James Unsworth. I'm the General Manager of Choice, and Choice is the company behind the book donation project.
Right, well we welcome you all today. I'm equally as humble because I know that without education, there's no way you can really move forward. And especially in our wonderful country of Nigeria, we need to equip our young people. We need to open their minds. I mean, I was born here, like many of us, possibly like yourself, James, wherein the library was down the road. Mind you, they're closing them down. In schools, we automatically had our books that we could read. So for you to imagine a child or a young person not being able to read and to somehow it's such an escapism. So I'm really delighted that you're launching this initiative and that you've chosen to be a part of what we're doing here. So, gentlemen, very excited about it. Victor, we'd like to really get some breakdown information. What is the project really about?
Right. Aloysius Inhezie, who is the managing director of Choice Textile Limited, UK, went to school in Nigeria, Holy Ghost College, and also went on to University of Benin, where he studied optometry. We are from a place called Mwidi in Oru West, in Imo State. I think it must have been about June last year, Aloysius came to me with a dream that he had.
We're seeing books at the moment on our
in order to help the children of the Southeast. Over the years, due to military incursion in Nigeria, the educational sector in Nigeria went into decay. It's nothing to write home about in terms of this structure, in terms of books for the students. So he decided that he wants to make a change.
Right.
And in doing that change, he said he wants to make a book donation of 3 million books to the southeast of Nigeria. Starting with Imo State, of which he said he's going to give 1 million. Anambra State, 500,000. Abia State, 500,000 book. Ebonyi State, and Enugu State as well.
Right.
And all these projects are 5 years duration. And that of Imo State, he had sent 17 containers consisting of 650,000 books in Nigeria right now.
Well, we've just seen on the screen, you can see the donation, the whole thing taking place. And it's breathtaking. And it is such a delight and so refreshing. And it's just showing how one individual with an open heart has been able to say, enough is enough and I want to give back. Now, Doctor, you're very well known on our screen here, and also when you talk about education, that's something that you find paramount, and you're constantly doing courses and having various events on this. How did you get involved?
Thank you very much, Florence. And well, I got involved with this project through Chief Victor Inhezie, who is the elder brother of the philanthropist,
Oh.
Aloysius. So it was sometime last year that I got to know about this project, and I was invited to the launch, the book launch, the launch. That is the first time, we call it the launch because that was the first time the first consignment left the premises of choice to the seaport. And I was invited in my capacity as one of the chieftains of Ohanese Ndibo and also as a son of Igbo land. We were all there. And what I saw that day, I never expected. When they talked about donating books, I thought it was about maybe 1,000 books and all that. To talk about 3 million books. And these books are not novels. These are textbooks, current books, books being currently used within the UK. In fact, so the mass textbook, one of the sets that I saw was one of the sets that I'm currently using to teach A-level maths here. So
it's current.
Current
that is,
stuff.
I think, the key thing, because we tend to think about books and something that is 30 years old,
No.
20 years old.
No.
But I mean, we're doing current things. James, I want to get it. James, I can see you shaking your head there. Of course, you are part of that. I said it at the top of the hour a few minutes ago. For us, we're born here. It's just automatic. What's going through your mind when you realise what was really going on there?
Well, I've only had the privilege of knowing Aloysius for 3 months. I believe it or not, I'm still in my infancy there. I joined 3 months ago, and it was just a complete culture shock for someone like me. Obviously, growing up in the UK,
Yes.
and growing up in London, being British, I've always had the opportunities that the UK will provide. I'm fortunate enough to have a university education.
Excellent.
And when I first met Aloysius, one of the striking facts that he first said to me was that in Nigeria alone, 10 million kids, 10 million children of school age don't actually attend school. And it's the most shocking statistic, not only in Europe, but in the whole world. And it's because of that figure alone, that gave Aloysius the impetus and the drive to start up this project. And not only is he an innovator, is he a visionary, he's doing something on a global stage. He's doing philanthropy on a macro level. It's so inspiring to see. And as soon as I got involved with the project, I just immersed myself completely. To date, as it stands, since November, we've dispatched 17 containers across to Nigeria. In each container, there's roughly 35,000 educational textbooks. So that to date, we're on a figure of about 600,000.
Oh, it's breathtaking.
And it really is. And our aim is to get to 1 million books in Imo State alone.
Well, as you're talking, one of the things I'm asking today, I would love the opportunity to meet such a human being and for us to be able to have a one-to-one interview. Because I think, again, this is showing that it's somebody who's so humble. Most people would be here. They wouldn't be wanting to be in the background.
That's very true. Yeah.
And for me, my eyes are filling with water right now because I can understand when a child, you can imagine somebody seeing something, a book for the first time, getting the opportunity to be able to read and write and current things. And doctors and educationists, you can totally understand where I'm coming from with this. You know, it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I'm wondering about right now is how can those of us who's watching the program right now, how are we able to really get involved and partner? Because sometimes we need for somebody to be in front to start the wheels rolling, if you like. But I know many of us are thinking, well, I don't have as much money. What can I do? But I know that they're going to be going to my state. At this junction, can other people join, Chief? Let me have an idea.
Right. The whole essence, while my brother have decided that he will make this enormous contribution, was to encourage others. It's an appeal to Igbos in diaspora and Nigerians in diaspora that they must remember those children in Nigeria that are not as privileged as we are. For them to start dipping hands into their pockets and be able to put something back, because the future of those children without a good future for those children, then there won't going to be any development or progress in that part of the world.
You've hit it on the head,
Yeah.
I must say. Because we need to remember these are the children that's going to be leading the way for us. And if they are not educated, then you can understand. At the moment, we're scratching, even in the UK with the various changes. But at least we are aware that children need to have this education. James, I'm coming back to you again. I don't want really to put you very much on the spot. But
Yeah.
I can imagine, in fact, let's take this call and then we'll just see
Okay,
what some
no
of the
problem.
viewers are wanting to join us and say. Hello there, thanks for being a part of what we're doing here. Welcome to today's program. Could you start by telling us your name and go straight to the point with a question you may have for our panel or even opinion? Thank you so much. All right. Viewers, if you're having difficulties, just keep trying because we want to hear what's going through your minds right now. If you want to be a part of the discussion, you're most welcome. As I said, James, Choice Textiles.
Yes.
You know, you have a company. I think they're back, so let's take the
Okay,
and then we'll
no
see
problem.
what's going on. Hello to you. Welcome aboard.
Hello?
Hello, welcome. Can we start by telling us your name and go straight to the point with your question? We're listening. Hello to you. Welcome. Put your TV set down, please. That's our rule here. Go ahead. We're listening. Oh. Right, let me take this opportunity to remind our viewers. When you're calling us, please put the volume of your TV set down and make life so much easier, and they'll be able to hear exactly what's going through your mind if your opinion or questions. As I said, James, I mean, it's such a detachment for us here.
It really is, isn't it? I think sometimes we go around in our own bubble here and don't quite appreciate what it's like over there. Not only hearing the shocking statistics, which only penetrate us at a certain level, but actually being able to see visual images, to hear stories that, you know, children don't have the means to be able to afford basic things we take for granted, like educational textbooks. They, you know, sometimes have to are forced into work at an early age and don't have the opportunity to go on to secondary education. And what we find that it's a cycle that repeats itself after generation and generation. And it seems that the economy is stuck in this kind of social and economical malaise, and we feel so just to take it for granted here and to not appreciate how lucky we are to take advantage of the educational system that we have and everything that the government offers. And so I think when we're in this bubble, we really we don't appreciate what it's like in other countries. And I think it was when we first heard about this, and everybody always hears some stories, that we were very humbled by it. And so this has just galvanised us, you know, each and every day. It's given us new impetus.
Right, you're just getting an energy from. I can feel.
Exactly.
I can
yeah.
sense the buzz that you've got right now, and it's really exciting. Let's take this caller. Oh, callers, I'm not sure what's going on. If there's a technical thing, just please stay with us. But Chief, I want to get your perspective on this. Many of us, as I said, have a desire to do things, and we very rarely have the opportunity or are able to push forward with it. But not only is this a great human being touching on one part of the world, but he's decided to go right across. And what's the thing behind it all? Because, I mean, you are very much a close relative as well. I'm just wondering, is it something within the family that has always been giving back? And where did you guys inherit this sort of give back?
I must thank you very much for appreciating the efforts that my brother is doing. And we come from a very humble family. We don't come from a family with a golden silver spoon in our mouth. But because of education, we are able to do what we are doing today. So we are just like a testimony of what education can do. Education can conquer poverty and ignorance. So not only does he want to give to states in the southeast, he also wants to make contribution to the universities in Nigeria, so that he doesn't get, accused of just focusing only the Imo State. He's just come back from Nigeria some couple of weeks ago. He actually went to University of Lagos, went to their library to see the kind of books they have over there, and to see what way or what capacity in which he can help them. And he also have in mind to help the University of Benin where he attended. Growing up, we've always seen our parents giving. No matter how little they have in their pocket, they always like to share. So you can say in a way that we inherited that gene from our parents.
Yes, I can imagine, because hearing this, you tend to feel that there's more in the background behind it. But I want to focus a little bit now on just some of the good work that's been done. So take me through the whole journey of this. Once books arrive, there's a tendency again with us as Nigerians, as Friends of Nigeria, and like most people, that we tend to look for the politicians to do things. But why I'm applauding this whole initiative is because what I'm hearing is that this is not, you're not waiting for the political person to start the wheel in motion. Earlier on this week, we have our Kabiasi was in the house with us, and one of the things he was saying is that we're not looking to the left, right, but we are doing it. So can you take me through the process? These children, of course, are they distributed to the various schools, or do they go into homes? Let's have an idea.
Okay. Can I come in at this stage? Yes, the project itself requires manpower. It doesn't stop with just a donation, but I'm very happy you've mentioned that. Yes, Choice and Mr. Lashosi Hezie have actually made the donation and transported the books to Nigeria, to the airport. But before the uptake of this project, there was a kind of agreement between him and the Imo State government. Right. In fact, there was a 16-page questionnaire in terms to guarantee quality assurance.
Excellent.
And there were questions about security, about availability of staff, unloading facilities, warehousing and all that. So there is a sense in which you can't actually do much without working in collaboration with government.
Right.
The government in Imo State is headed by a gentleman, an Igbo man called Wele Rocha Sokorocha. Right. I don't know if you remember last year when we were doing elections, he came on a wave of goodwill.
Yes,
and we do hope that he would embrace this opportunity. So part of what Choice is trying to do is to send some people to Nigeria very soon on a fact-finding mission to see the extent to which this project has progressed. You know what I'm saying? Because there are issues about allocation of the books, distribution of them, and these require manpower, okay? But I know that the books themselves, when you see their condition, as you may have seen from the quality of the books and all, and the range of text and all that, is unbelievable. You see, what people don't know, especially in the Southeast, is that education is not free. You talk about compulsory education here, free education and all that. No, not in Nigeria, not in the Southeast. Okay? Children as young as 8, 10 are made or compelled to go selling. They sell chewing stick, water, any other thing, and these children, you know, that's child labor, is exploitation and all that. Education, you know, is the most single eliminator of ignorance, poverty, and even discrimination. And that is why Mr. Hezie has seen it fit, in consonance with the objectives of the UN, realizing what education can do, to say, look, not just a question of talking about people going to school, we need to equip them. And that is why this is a project that is very dear to the heart of Mr. Hezie, and that has endeared people like me into it. And by God's grace, we will be able to give you an update very soon on what is going on in Nigeria.
This is it. Because I'm sitting here and I can hear in my heart that some of our viewers are saying, right, okay, they put it, they dash it, but then what happens after that?
I know.
And is it going hidden somewhere, being favourable to other people and not going to the real places?
I know.
So for me, hearing this, it is a total package that you have obviously considered this. And people will be going on the ground Because again, that will only, for want of a word, sweeten labour. It empowers you even more. Otherwise, if you're not able to see where it's going to the right homes, right places, then it would have been a wasteful exercise. And this grand initiative would have been very unfortunate. James, I can see you nodding your head there. And do you want to come in there?
Yeah, just to reiterate what Dr. Ichongiri is saying, that it's a truly unique concept, what we're doing. It doesn't stop for us at the donation stage. We don't wave goodbye to the containers and then it stops. You know, we want to work in collaboration with the government. We want to see the benefactors, see who is receiving the educational books. And for us, that's what, you know, really nurtures our soul and really, as I said earlier, galvanizes us. You know, so it's the complete from inception to completion and monitoring that whole process. And I think that's, you know, that's one of the strongest bows in our cap is to be able to monitor everything from beginning to end.
Excellent. It's making so much sense.
Can I also butt in here? You see, when this project was launched here in the UK, the government of Imo State, that is the first recipient, sent in 2 representatives from Nigeria. Yeah. The Deputy Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly was here, and a director. There is what is called Imo State Foundation, which is in charge of charitable donations, things like this, projects that come from abroad and locally. A lady in charge was also here. So that day, there were So, but what we would want to know is what has happened since then. And that's why Choice is still spending more money sending people to Nigeria to make sure that the monitoring is done, because it is one thing to initiate something, it's yet another to make sure that that thing is brought to a logical conclusion.
We are live in Nigeria, and you know that viewers are watching in Abuja, and you know that people are taking things on board, and I think that's going to be the key thing to pop the nugget. Chief, I can see you shaking your head there, and I'm really just trying to get us now to a summary of this. But you know what you've done? You've opened a door for us, because we're going to want to art too.
Yeah.
Chief, you've heard what's been said so far. We can see that the vision is now to make sure that things is transparent, to make sure that things are, all the I's are dots and the T's are crossed and everything, and the importance of it. But if you should find that things have not been that progressive, would that deter his vision, you think, or strengthen this gentleman more?
I think on the contrary, it would just solidify his vision, wouldn't it? It would just make him go even further, work even harder.
You see, because at the end of the day, the people that needed to be satisfied is the kids that goes to school.
Yes.
I know there might be people out there wanting to, frustrate his efforts, who don't appreciate good things. But they're not going to break his will to help the kids.
Well, what we've seen so far, I think you're right. I can sense that this is somebody who's determined, who's been touched by a higher force to do something that is good, and to make people realize that there are good human beings about. Because we know that, regarding with children and young people, there is always this hindrance of abuse that's in the background. And for many of them, adults are not necessarily good, kind people. And I think it's a reflection, and very much as a good role model for people and for young people to see that there are good people around who are men who are not there to abuse but to enhance and to give that support. So for me, I'm hearing that it's all go for us. But finally, before we wrap up, James, what's on the agenda now as we speak on your front, and then we'll work down.
Okay, well, what's on the agenda at the moment? We're trying to get to that big figure of 1 million books in the Imo State. That's what we're trying to do, and we're going to work tooth and claw to make it happen. And then, as Victor mentioned earlier, we're going to roll out the project in the neighbouring states, and we really want to create a snowballing effect. One of the other initiatives we've actually got at the moment, and I'm sure Aloysius would not mind me saying, is a satellite link that we're hoping to set up between an English school local to a primary school in England, local to where the choice operation is, and a school in the Imo State. And the purpose of the project is to have a half-an-hour live transmission satellite link between the two schools, and to interview some of the primary school kids in the UK, to give to expose our world to the children in Nigeria. And it's a project that we're working on at the moment. So Aloysius, not content with just resting on his laurels with the first 600,000 books, has now got bigger schemes and you know, and more exciting and creative and colourful ideas. So it's not a project on its own. It's more than that. It's a revolution in the way, and it runs in its DNA. I think they really broke the mould when they made Aloysius. So watch this space, basically.
Definitely. Doctor, as I said, you're no stranger to us here, and you've always been used to be heading so many positive things. And finally, what's going through your mind of this? You're obviously still going to be partnershiping, but what's happening on your agenda?
Well, I'm greatly enthused by the project. I'm captivated by it, and that is why I'm devoting some aspects of my time and resources to help in this, because I've never seen something on this magnitude.
Yes, I hear you.
I know there are projects which those in diaspora are doing. In America, we hear about the medical mission to Anambra State, whereby a group of medical professionals each year go to that place, stay 3 weeks and all that. And also doing other things to support the initiative, to make sure that this high dropout rate, because we're talking about children, some of them don't attend primary school, and those who do drop out and don't proceed. Education, we know, is very, very important. So I am really, really committed to helping as far as I can and in supporting Mr. Yezie in his vision.
Right, thank you for that, Chief.
I like to politicians back home in Nigeria who thinks that my brother's aim of making a donation of this magnitude is because he wants to go into politics. Never, never, never. He's not a politician. He's never showed himself to be a politician, and never will he be a politician. All he's trying to do is to help out. And what is wrong with helping? The business is running in this country, employing well over 100 people working under him. How can he leave the security of Great Britain and go to Nigeria to mix up with the kind of politics we have in Nigeria? So they have nothing to fear. These children from Imo State or the Southeast need to benefit from this contribution that my brother has done.
Thank you so much, but I won't tell any lie to you. I would have liked for him to not to forget about the political, because sometimes to make changes you need to do that. But we quite understand. It's a delight having you gentlemen here, and this initiative has given me so much positive energy. And you know, we're staying with you on this. You know that. Keep me posted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
One-to-one
us.
interview with such a wonderful individual.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.